You can marry anybody like.
No, but see, isn't that, let's say if I marry a Chinese person and we have a Chindian kid, that is bringing races together. And you know, like...
No, that's just developing another minister. Fuck, man. No.
No, it's fine.
No, go ahead.
Really, it's not got no rules, man. See, like even normally interviews have, we like to introduce, these guys, there's Rishi and Sharul, Singapore's, among Singapore's top comedians. I don't want to say top comedian because then, actually no, maybe I said one of you is the top comedian, stir some shit. Okay, the top married couple comedian, that one undoubtedly.
There's nobody else, so technically we are
You are top, you're also the worst.
Yeah.
And it always depends who's on top.
Oh!
Oh.
Guys, this is Singapore, no? And this is an interview. Normally your interviews you cannot talk about stuff like that, right?
No. Rishi normally.
I talk,
Rishi's very classy, you know, like he'll take time with his interview, you know. When he gets interviewed, he's very classy and shit.
So, speaking of classy, what were we talking about just before we started this podcast?
How not taking a poop
So
makes
I
you a
was saying that
certain
when
way.
I don't take a poop, right, I'm a pissy bitch the
No,
whole
you
day.
don't take a poop in the morning,
If
not
I don't
just in
take a poop
general.
in the morning, I'm a pissy bitch the whole day.
Uh-huh.
And I immediately got his thought. The
Yeah.
bastard just glanced at me like that.
I didn't. Did I? Did
And he
anyone
this-
see
he
me
did this
glance?
thing- He did this thing because this morning we had a fight. Because he was procrastinating about some shit that he had to do around the house.
Uh-huh.
And I know that when I made that comment, he just went, bitch, you took a poop, but you were still bitchy. You know, like I can read his thoughts now, you know. It's just not even...
Because you all are married, what? That's what married
Married
people
life.
do, what? In fact, Terrence is also married, so I'm the only non-married person in his room.
Oh,
Yeah.
when you say non-married, like you,
Single, lah.
yeah lah.
As opposed to
I don't know.
divorce.
Like
Non-married.
non-married is such a weird way to classify yourself. Are you married or not?
No, I'm not. I'm non-married.
Why do I feel like you're going to get married to a Chinese girl?
Yeah.
I feel very pissed off if you got married to a Chinese girl.
Why?
Because you don't deserve to, like...
Oh,
No, not it's not. No, it's not that. It's like
Why should the Indian community be deprived of another good Sindhi bachelor?
exactly.
see, that's a much nicer way of saying
That's
it.
what I meant to say,
Yeah.
right? That I think that you should multiply in your own so that there are more funny or like funny content producers in the community.
But are you referring specifically to Sindhi community?
Or Indian.
Just Indian community.
Oh.
You can marry anybody like.
No, but see, isn't that, let's say if I marry a Chinese person and we have a Chindian kid, that is bringing races together. And you know, like...
No, that's just developing another minister. Fuck, man. No.
Did you say that's bringing racists together?
Races.
Oh, racists.
Races.
Sorry.
And ministers, yeah.
Yeah,
so
yeah, together.
Or because
Racist
you're Ministry
ministers.
of Funny, you just want to have a fucking ministry, right?
So
yeah,
you
of
said
course,
that
that's the goal. Right?
if he marries Chinese girl, he'll have a racist minister for a child. That's what will happen.
And if I marry an Indian girl, I'll just create a content creator. Right.
Yeah. I mean, it'll be like more content creators. And
Just...
your wife will be a content creator. And
No, but what if she's not a content creator now? Let's say she's a... What's a very Cindy job for a girl?
Are you when you say content, do you mean a child? Like what do you mean? Like
No,
yeah,
like
man, you took
videos.
away-
oh, like videos? Okay. I thought content is a pseudonym for children. Suddenly, my wife is a content creator.
Let's make content.
Yeah, let's create some exciting content tonight. Yeah.
No, so what do Sindhi women do?
Yeah, no, because I was saying, like, let's say if I were to marry a Cindy woman and she's not making content creation, how would I know that my child will end up being a content creator? Which, to be honest, the feeling I get from the Cindy community, right, is not the most coveted profession for a son-in-law. Right, Rishi, would you say that?
Yeah, I was written off by the community the moment I started dancing at Bollywood. I started doing Bollywood dance at weddings.
Oh,
Written off completely.
but was that Bollywood? You mean for cousins' weddings?
No, we were paid.
No, both husband and
That's where I met my wife.
Oh, serious?
Yeah.
Because dancing Bollywood at a wedding, you can be like one of the cousins where you kind of do it to show solidarity and shit like that. But you were a third party that came in. Like.
We were actually Singapore's only professional Bollywood dance troupe for like 5-6 years.
You were part of
7 years.
that?
yeah.
What was it called?
Tezdhar.
What does that mean?
Razor's edge.
Oh, yeah.
Sharp edge.
Sharp.
I don't know. Like edge.
Sharp lah, we were sharp.
We were
Yo,
sharp.
sharp, huh?
Not our moves, like our payment terms. Like cash up front.
So you all met there.
Yeah.
Which is why we're fantastic for corporate shows, because now when we are not making people laugh, we just like, we put on the CD. Put your hands up, Bollywood mass dance for Chinese people. Yeah.
Actually, that's so true, because for me it happened the other way around. Like we were dancing. Then towards the latter end of my dancing career, people started laughing while I was dancing. So I turned it into interaction and started doing comedy there.
He's never gonna stop doing his
like,
bits
can you
now.
all be less stereotypical? Right? You all met in like doing Bollywood dance.
Who else do you know?
No, that's a stereotype.
But you
like,
must ask why he got interested in me, because that is what will make you happier. Like, to know.
Okay, why?
Why are you interested? No, I mean I was a fan of her work.
Okay, so this is what happened. Okay, we were in a Bollywood.
No,
We
I
were
am.
performing together once at Fort Canning, and he just started hitting on me after the performance.
What?
And after we started dating, he
wait,
told me
so how long had you all known each other before he pulled his moves?
2.5 years.
Oh, 2.5 years.
No.
2 years.
Fuck, bro, 2.5 years.
No.
1 year, because I really didn't like you.
We were fairly.
I still don't.
We had just gotten to know each other, like maybe for less than a year.
He's a guy I would have never dated. Never. Not my kind of guy. He still isn't the kind of guy. I don't know why I'm here.
Yeah, shit, man. Like
He's
weird,
just not my
man.
kind of guy. You know what I'm saying?
So what is your kind of guy?
You're
Chinese.
not my kind of guy, Harish. Content creator.
Your husband's also a content
Content
creator.
creator. I'm just joking. I just want to make you shy. But
Terence is judging us, man.
I'm
Terence is
watching,
like, where the fuck did I end up in Serangoon Road for this bloody podcast?
So this is what Indians do when they come together.
Yeah, they bitch about each other.
so 1.5 years later, he tells me the reason I started, like, he said I saw you changing clothes during one of the performances.
Okay. In my defense, guys, before this spirals out
He's a
into
pervert.
another.
So this 2018 no bro, that kind of
Fucking
story, yeah.
Hashtag
So hashtag me too.
Yeah, okay.
Married.
Okay, before Babe.net picks up on this shitty story and does another shitty journalistic piece on it, we were performing at Fort Canning and the guys had a tent for our changing room. No, guys had nothing.
Fort Canning.
Sorry, the
Fort Canning.
whole team had a tent for changing room. The guys decided, fuck it, we'll change outside. And the ladies were in the changing room and they were saying that, okay, you guys are up next, get ready. So I said, okay, I'll go get the girls. And then I went in and they're like, I just peeked in and I was like, hey guys, they're still changing. You know what I mean? Let's not go in.
It was just me trying to put on my blouse. And Wushi fell in love with that. The blouse.
The blouse, then that music all comes in and
It
like.
was purely an accident. I was like, hey ladies, we are ready. And they're like, oh shit. I'm like, oh, okay, guys, they're still changing. Cheryl's still changing. So let's not. Yeah.
Kind of.
So you all, but if you're in the dancing troupe for 1.5 years, that means you all kind of knew of each other.
Of course. That's why I said I would have never dated him.
How big was the troupe?
Like 5 of us.
No. There were 6 core members and maybe another 4 rotating members.
Were you all core members?
Yeah.
Yeah, core
We were
members.
core members.
And that's why I had to see his face all the time.
Now you still see his face all the time.
It's just disgusting. I think there should be charity for Asian women. Like, whenever we're sick of our husbands, someone should just flash their cock to us.
Say what?
Not
Are you-
randomly, not
comedians?
There are a
No,
lot of
different
people who would be sending you
Couple
cock pictures
comedians.
after this.
Couple of famous comedians.
What the?
like, no,
I just
oh,
wanna
you
say that
married?
if,
Oh my god, how long have you been married? Oh shit.
If anybody
You wanna
wants to
see my
send,
cock? Alright,
someone
Are
wants
you
to
happy
send
now?
dick pics to my wife, please go ahead and do
What's
that.
your Instagram Charul channel, right? Just slide into.
Please laugh. The Sharul Chandra, as if
The-
there are 2 or 3 waiting to be like, claim this name, Sharul, right?
No, okay. So since we're on the topic of dick pics, right? Like, how many dick pics have you received in your career?
I've only received pussy pics because my name is Sharul. So Malay women used to send me, like IRC, I used to always get like pics of tits and pussy and shit.
Just from the name Charul.
Yeah,
Charul's not a very
It's a Malay boy's
androgynous. Is it?
yeah.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So always like I'll be like,
You use your real name on IRC.
I just thought I have to be,
Who the fuck does that?
I wasn't gonna be pretty girl 123 or like,
Sparkles.
or like, who was Sparkles?
Sparkles
Fuck you, like you're
underscore.
chatting with some Sparkle guy.
No, but there was one chat group of our generation where all the Indians would go in. What was it called?
Indians of Singapore or Singapore Indians.
Singapore Indians?
SG Indians. yeah.
Singapore Indians. Were you all big on IRC? As in like
What do you mean big?
chatted
Still
a
not
lot
big,
lah.
man.
Chatted a lot.
For a while,
Yeah.
like there was a
I remember the.
Everyone was.
Uh-oh.
That was ICQ.
That's
lah.
Yeah, that
ICQ.
means right after that, even ICQ. ICQ, I was quite like.
I was
Yeah,
pretty
ICQ was.
active on ICQ.
Yeah, MSN not so much. ICQ, yeah.
MSN still yes. You know when whenever your
Yeah,
crush
was
would
on-
come online and you're like, oh my god, he's online.
Like Rishi, is it?
No, never. It's just, not my kind of guy, man. It's not.
So you got vagina pics and tit pics.
Yeah, I used to
But-
play along though. Send me something else, like I'll just compare.
But you, but it was like no dick pics at all.
No.
Rishi,
Just-
have you received dick pics?
No, I actually only have received a pussy pic before.
Oh really? Yeah.
Yeah. So this was one of those.
That's not. I'm not talking about porn in your cousin's house. You know what I'm saying?
No. So I remember this very vividly. It was one of those early chat sessions, not session like chat platforms. I can't even remember what it
I just
was.
want you to note how Rishi tells his stories is so classy.
Why?
Just he's so classily going to tell you about how he received a pussy pic.
No, I'm just because I remember
See, you do love him lah.
there was this guy. I still remember the guy I was chatting with was random. His name was Schneider from Germany. Okay, that's all I remember. And this was on my old like Pentium 486 computer.
Classy.
Where suddenly during the chat, and I was like 14 or something, and it was the first time chatting was introduced, and of course your family, got my father who bought the computer, were like, hey, who are you talking to? Like, they just come in and like, hey, who are you chatting with? Yeah?
Was it like the common area of your house?
It was well technically in my room, which was the common area of the house lah, because I shared a room with my auntie. We were like 6 of us living in the same house, and I shared a room with my auntie until she was married and everything. So yeah, the computer was there. Everybody would communicate. Who are you talking to? And you're sitting there, you can't, and your dad is just behind you, and you can't even go like that. Fuck off, man! I'm talking to somebody. You can't say that, right? So he's just, what is he saying? What are you asking? What are you asking? Oh, where is he from? Where is he from? And then suddenly, pussy pic comes out. I'm like I don't even know what the buttons were. I just I'll just be back in a while. And then I left the room, panicked completely, and he didn't. So,
But who else was there?
just me and my father.
Oh shit.
Tough moments.
So then what happened after that? Like you entered the room again?
I
or?
never chatted with Schneider ever again lah.
But did you and your father talk about it?
No, are you mad or what? Why the fuck would me
So
and my dad?
then, so what happened after that? You went out, then you all had dinner.
We just pretended like we both never saw a pussy in our lives.
Very passive aggressive. I think Sindhi families are like passive aggressive like that.
I think in Indian.
No lah, Punjabis are really like, hey, what pussy? Like they will talk like that. They're like, what is this watching on the pussy on the like they will go for it. Punjabis are like, they will go for it. Like he came to my house the first time, right? When I told my mom this is my boyfriend and he's coming over, like, Rishi left the house and he's like, was that a fight?
Oh really?
Yeah, I'm like, no, they were just conversing. He said, why was it so noisy? It was a fight. I said, like there could be a dead rat in the middle of his house and nobody would talk about it. They'll just go about with dinner.
And you think that's like very common amongst Sindhis? I guess. Looking at my extended family also.
Like they're just a bit sober lah. The
Yeah.
only noise you hear is when like you were like papadam. That's what the only thing you hear.
Papadam is South Indian. Papad.
Papad.
Popper,
I was
correct.
trying to make it.
Don't
like,
mix
for
up,
Chinese
yeah.
girls. I was just trying to make it like.
Don't misinform the Chinese community. Now next time they see North Indian, they say, I want papadam. Sorry.
So,
Sorry, Terrence.
What's the difference between papal and
Popper, P-A-P-A-R.
papal?
P-A-P-A-D lah. Papad.
We say Popper, right? It's Popper.
It's papad.
Popper.
Papad.
I mean, if Terrence can just get the P, I think that's more than enough.
Papa.
Yeah, papa, something lah.
Hey, Terrence, I'm really a bit pissed off with all the Chinese New Year music that's been going on.
Oh,
all over the shopping malls. Is like.
Me as well, man.
You're like,
And do they
You're like,
release
what
any new hits every year, or is it the same playlist from
I think it's
1999?
the same playlist. Same playlist. They have probably the CD. There's one guy probably in charge of it. He's like, his boss tells him, hey, now Chinese don't play music. He just plays it every day.
That's what they. I'm like, this is.
Yeah.
What
Why
song
is
is
there
that?
still a CD? Don't they have like a Spotify
No,
channel? or
I won't
something?
be surprised if it's still like a CD player that they put in.
Yeah.
Because Spotify, if you think about it, you still need to subscribe to it. Like you don't want ads, right? So the CD is probably pirated for God knows how long.
Oh yeah.
Just fucking put it in there.
I'm that it started so early, like 1 month before.
It's always like that, what?
It's very disappointing because, Terrence is just
Yeah. The
Deepavali
moment,
that does not happen. You know what I'm
I
saying?
know,
We're still
last
listening to
year-
Beyonce, and Beyonce is not Indian.
but last year Deepavali was like really late or early, right? Was it?
Are you judging Deepavali, Terrence?
No, I'm just saying.
What do you mean
why,
it's late or early? It's not like
why-
my periods, It's when God decides.
But last year I
Yes,
realized
Chinese minority
there
in the
was
room.
always there's always been the debate about Deepavali not being
Are you
celebrated.
going to show me the charity cop, Terrence? Are you going to be the man?
Have to check with his wife.
Married, cannot,
Oh.
yeah.
That's the wife.
Yeah, that's the one.
No, but yes, it is a real thing that like the date of Deepavali affects how much discussion there is about. Hey, why is there no Deepavali music before Christmas?
Because it's a shifting date, is it?
Isn't it? Yeah.
But Chinese New Year also shifting date, right?
Yeah, but Chinese New Year generally there's no
February,
holiday
January.
between Christmas and Chinese New Year.
Oh.
So they just want to continue the
So
festive
just
spirit
because
and
we
spend-
and like Deepavali and Hari Raya?
Christmas. It's because of the clash with Christmas.
It's too close. to
No, but
Christmas.
it's Hari Raya also. At some point, there was a thing, right, where there was
Haji, is it in between?
Puasa.
something happens and then they were trying to make it into
Puasa.
one day. Like community centers are like
Is it?
Deepa Hari Deepa, or some shit.
Really?
They're trying to have like a
Oh
combined
no! I've hosted a bunch of Deepa Raya celebrations.
Deepa Raya. They're
Are you
trying to do it
serious?
together. I'm like, what is that? What is
Community
Deepa
center to do a
Raya?
Deepa Raya.
So how does that work?
It's a function for Indian Muslims only.
No, it's a combination. That means we will celebrate Deepavali. First of all, let's just get the pronunciation, whatever, Deepavali or Diwali or whatever, and Hari Raya together. And
So the performances are like what kind of just they mix?
fusion, bro! They get a chance to celebrate multiculturalism on a reduced budget. Okay, and that is the
yeah,
beautiful
yeah.
thing.
But is it really fusion or is it the kind they do at the New Year's Eve, which fucking I hate, where they got Indian dance, Malay dance, Chinese
Ah,
dance,
no, let it
Indian
not. As in, like, the program is fusion, not the performances.
Like, I'd like to see
Fusion,
a Christmas and a Chinese New Year, Cha Chris, or Chris Cha, a Chris Cha New Year celebration.
No, so that's an interesting point that Terence actually mentioned.
Not me. That's why I hate him.
That you guys were talking about the distance between Deepavali and Christmas.
Yeah.
That is an issue for Singapore
Yeah.
because like people have to put up the whole Deepavali, the
Yeah.
elephants and all that stuff, and then within like wow, so fast I have to change to
Yeah.
Christmas.
Yeah. I mean,
But-
you notice that the Christmas decorations, a lot of times, right, they just strip off a little bit of it and then it's like red and it's for Chinese
Chinese
New
New
Year.
Year, yeah.
So they plan it that way such that it's 2 in 1 and then the budget, you don't have to worry so much.
Oh wow,
That's
This is
true.
good.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you take a look at Orchard Road now. Everything's like, it looks familiar.
So
like
Chinese
it was there
people not
before.
that bad lah.
Oh. Because it's the Chinese people celebrating Christmas and then the Chinese people are celebrating Chinese New Year. It's just a
Yeah.
So Chinese too bad lah. Man, no, but Deepavali celebrations, they like the lights, like what kind of lights? Do they even play the music in malls?
They should, right?
Do they?
They should.
They don't.
They don't.
It's
No.
just Beyonce and stuff.
That's why there's a lot of anger.
But Hari Raya there is, right?
No.
Probably.
No. When was the last time you heard Yang Ku Cinta Padamu?
But no lah, they play Hari Raya music at the Hari Raya Bazaar lah, and they play
but not
Tamil
the
music
malls
at
lah.
the Little India lah.
The big-
South Indian music lah, whatever.
So do you all think that the mall music should be agnostic, like no festive
Yeah, I don't
music?
think so. I think it should
Really?
be flat. I mean, because it's pretty like I'm shopping and I feel like something is clang like
But like
clangs are just hitting
the
my
Christmas
ear.
music,
Christmas music, at least it developed. They're like, you better not cry, you better, it gets better and it's like there's a slutty version to it and a real authentic version to it.
Slutty version.
Yeah, there's a slutty version like where she's just like as if she's
The Mariah Carey
touching
one, is it?
herself and singing it.
Mariah Carey.
I don't know who it is.
I mean,
You better not
yeah,
cry.
yeah, it's the way they sing. It's not the
Yeah, it's the way
Oh,
they
yeah.
sing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that means what? Christmas still okay?
Christmas because it's English. We are all like we are talking. You know, the English.
No,
is
but
like,
how you deal with that? If Christmas can, then the other holidays,
It
it's
should
either
be
all
so.
or nothing.
Unless we get that same person who sang the slutty version of the Christmas song
To
to
sing-
sing all the Hari Raya,
And in
Deepavali,
English.
and
and it
Chinese
should be like an English version.
Actually, yeah, that's a good idea.
Yang ku sayang. Then I think we're on the same
No, I
page.
think you know what? If it's in English, if they sing it in English, like it's Chinese here, then we know it what festival it is.
It's just a language.
It's a language. You should do it in English.
No, what's interesting is when we're talking about festivities which are religious. All this is religious stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, in Singapore, we are, we pride ourselves on being secular and tolerant and everything, but there's so much ambiguity when it comes to religion. But when it comes to patriotism for National Day, you will never hear "Roll Over the Ocean" in the malls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You'll hear it at the parade and everything, but you'll never hear "One People, One Nation" in the malls because that becomes propaganda.
You don't hear like Stand Up for Singapore or
Never.
Home in the malls.
I mean, home, okay lah, but home,
Maybe.
maybe home lah, but nothing else. I've never heard.
Because that's propaganda, yeah.
And if you're like in the supermarket listening to Home and you have actually booked for a holiday the next day,
Yeah, like,
this is Home.
you know what I mean? Like, religious, for some reason, religious patriotism.
Cancel your ticket to Bali.
I don't know if that's a
Stay
term.
for our national parade.
That'll be fun though.
Right?
NDP in Bali.
But you're saying what about the religious patriotism and all
Is
that?
that even a term? I don't know. Is that even a concept? Like religious patriotism apparently is okay in Singapore, but
I don't know. I think religion is just a whole beast on its own. Because religion came before national days, right?
fair.
Yeah, so it's so steeped in culture, right? That I think it's something that you grow up with a lot more ingrained in you, lah. So in some way, that's propaganda also. Right? All this religious music, all propaganda.
No, the fact that we are talking about this, about how come they don't have certain kinds of music, which again, this is a religious discussion lah. Like,
Yeah.
we shouldn't shy away from that. This is a religious discussion. The fact that it is a discussion means that there is some kind of disparity, right?
Oh yeah, lah, of course lah. Because I mean, yeah, you always hear Singapore secular. Is it really secular? That's debatable. But then let's say if hypothetically it's totally secular, to what extent should it be secular? It means malls maybe like you cannot have religious music. Everything is just Beyonce.
That one also boring, right? Surely there'll be some point where it becomes like, fuck, we
Oh,
need some
90s lah.
flavor.
Maybe not all. I didn't mean all Beyonce. Like Beyonce just everywhere. I didn't.
Yeah,
Like everywhere you go. Oh, listening to it. Yeah, no. Just like pop music.
But
Was it Gurmit Singh's daughter who complained that the music was
Oh yeah, something like that.
the music was too
whose daughter is it?
Google it?
Who's it?
Yeah,
Gurmit Singh's daughter.
I think.
Gurmit Singh. Oh.
Yeah, something like
Oh,
that.
at
actually.
Forever 21
Yeah.
last year, right?
Apparently the music was too vulgar or something.
There was some vulgarity that was mentioned and she brought it up. Lah.
Like pop music.
Yeah, it was one of those. Probably someone put a playlist without checking.
Their own playlist. and
They
it's
were
just-
like,
okay, lah,
hey, smack up, get the fuck out of here. Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, so
fuck.
offensive music.
Oh, paywall. See, these fucking Straits Times, right? I tell you, they have this paywall, like 15 free articles. Have you actually read 15 free articles?
Oh shit.
Obviously, that's why the paywall is coming up.
No, maybe just like for research, you just.
Yeah,
click-
of course.
But like, they also should realize that there's so many options out there. Whatever topic they're covering, you can probably find another website, and people just don't come to their website.
Yeah.
So who apologized?
No, because it was rap music.
Yeah, lah, of course. Lah.
Did they say what song?
Sounded like half you bitches like pussy too.
Nice.
Forever 21.
You know what? Okay, other than the fact that it's a misogynistic song, lah, okay? But other than that, it's Forever 21 and 21 is a legal age. Don't enter lah if you're not 21. Call it Forever 50 lah. Or Forever
How old
100.
is she? Under 21? Was she a teenager or what? I don't remember. I mean, either way, lah. I mean, I think. I mean, the fact that she felt something about it, she raised it.
But they were also like Forever 21. I mean, okay, that song you can argue they won't play on radio, lah, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So technically,
Folk,
it
you know?
is not PG.
Oh yeah.
Thanks.
Huh. Wow.
But how? That means that. Yeah. I mean, yeah, lah, in public, like tomorrow, you see, this is something that maybe the public got behind.
But see,
Yeah.
also because you see, I think she was Gurmit Singh's daughter, it became news.
Yeah.
Like if I went in and said, I don't like your song, people like, who the fuck are you? Get out of here, you.
No, if you've got a valid.
You're the one
like,
from the CNA video, right? Because that one not bad, lah. Got quite a lot of views, right?
Which
the
one?
CNA Insider one.
Oh yeah, that one went. Yeah, that one. Because it was CNN and it's Insider. Yeah, they all. Yeah.
No, I'm sure if you had valid reason to say this, like, you know, because parents will get behind this one. Parents will be like, oh yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah
want
lah,
my
correct
children
lah.
to. And the moment you have parents on your side in this population, where it is a, it is a parent. What is the word for it? It is a population.
Parent first.
Yeah, that encourages family nucleus and all that shit.
But one day you're all going to become parents also, right?
We already have a puppy.
Oh.
I'm not gonna have kids, man.
Oh, now you bring up dogs. Now Terrence going to go crazy
Oh,
also.
yeah? Oh, it's
Dog
finally.
lover, dog lover.
Dog lover.
Yeah, ours is a multi-poo. Yeah.
Cute. I got Spitz and a mongrel.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
You should adopt the next one, Rishi.
Yeah.
Oh, the first one. This one you got from
This
Cash.
was from an old, because our first puppy that lives with her
Yeah.
parents now is from that same breeder who said, hey, would you run? So yeah, okay, cool. So
So you-
baby lah, baby.
have
So
you
next
guys-
time when I get married the next time,
Yeah.
I'll
Get
adopt.
married next time.
I won't get from the same breeder.
You Muslim man, Asharu. Getting married next time?
You're really sure that I'll stay with you for a lifetime?
No, I'm not. I got no money to pay for fucking divorces and all that.
Divorce is damn cheap if it's consensual.
Cheap. You know what's cheap? Nescafe Gold Blend from Ministry of Funny.
Yeah.
So cheap.
It's cheap. I spoke to my lawyer.
Hey, speaking of one thing you brought up just now about the Babe article, right?
Yeah.
I'm guessing you're referring to the whole Aziz Ansari controversy.
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts on that? Like you all read enough about it that you have a picture of what happened, like.
I think I probably read maybe about
Is the grace period over?
7, 8.
4?
Her name was Grace. right?
Oh,
Fuck
Alright, round of applause, guys, well done.
Go on.
But you guys both read a lot about it.
I probably read like 7, 8 articles about it lah.
Okay, that's probably everything. Yeah.
Enough to have a
Yeah.
Enough to
Talk.
weigh in. And one thing I realized is that I think maybe 90%, in fact, almost probably 100% of the articles that I read were all written by female journalists.
And what was the general stance of it?
No, I think there was varying views, but is what I found very interesting is that there was no male journalist that has weighed in on this yet.
That's probably a conscious decision also.
Yeah, to my knowledge lah. To my
Yeah.
knowledge, because I think everyone is walking on eggshells already.
Yeah.
Anyone is walking on eggshells.
It's almost like if a guy wrote an article, it would be somewhat discredited for the mere
even
fact
before
that he's a
anyone
guy.
reads. Like, okay,
Yeah.
who's the? And maybe that's my bias of checking who's the journalist. It was just a thought that I had. It's like, okay, if this, because you realize most of the articles that were of any credibility, in my opinion,
Yeah.
started with some kind of personal clarification that I have been in this situation before. We understand that,
Actually, yeah, I'm sure it's a conscious decision. Maybe even if there was something written by a male,
Yeah.
they might have because it's you can see people immediately just dismissing it like.
Yeah.
I think this time it was more about women need to voice out when the act is happening if you're feeling violated.
So that means like what is your take on it being the
My take is that if you felt it, you should have immediately told him that I'm not interested and I want you to stop. If he continued and persisted, you should have walked out. I mean, you should have gone to the police. There are a lot of things to be done. So, I'm a feminist, and I think that many men are also feminists. It's just equality. We're just fighting for equality, right? But I think that women themselves, because when you're in that position, you don't know when you should say no. And that happens because it's happened to almost all women, right? Where you don't know when you should have said no. But I think this is for us. We need to know when to say no. Like, we need to just say that, sorry, just get off me, or this is the time I don't want you to. Because the last time I told Rishi to get off me, he got off me now.
No, but so are you
Jumped
saying,
off, fucking sprung off.
Were you saying that
So now it's like, if I don't want to have sex, I just have to say, #MeToo. And he springs off, man.
I just called my lawyer. Okay, guys. So, so I've already. She said no, and then she didn't even say no. I didn't even give her a chance to say no. That's good. No, but I mean, just
Because I gagged her.
Pick up on that. I mean, Cheryl, I know you feel like women have to be able to say no at a certain point if they don't. But don't you think there are times where women freeze when they're being violated and if they've never been in that position, a retrospect is very like hindsight is 2020, right? They say like, see, if this happened to this Grace person again at some point, maybe she will know, okay, yeah, these are my feelings about these things, and this is how I'll handle it again. But most of the time, you don't get a second chance at correcting a violation that's happened to you.
See, I'm not saying that what happened to her was right, or what she's saying or how she did it was wrong.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is that we need to be more proactive, because the problem is not about what has happened. The problem is way deeper.
Agreed.
And that problem is that many men still think that women are second
Yeah.
to them, and that's very it's very obvious in the Asian community in Singapore. It's very conservative. We just don't talk about it. The conversation about women does not come out in Singapore because everybody is just trying to be too careful. I mean, I don't have to go far, right? In my own life, I know of men who just think that because they are the boy or they are the men they are above the woman lah.
Yeah.
So in this case, I mean, the Aziz Ansari fuck up.
He's thinking, who's the boy?
Yeah. No, I agree.
No, I mean,
I know of the men in her life who think they are above her also. Met them.
I did the joke earlier.
They're
When
not nice folks.
But,
so in this case, like, I mean, from what I'm hearing, you're saying that it wasn't entirely his fault.
I won't say, I don't think it was a fault. I think it was a bad sexual experience.
Yeah.
Okay, A. I think B, I understand why she didn't, but I think that now women need to learn when to say no.
So you think the backlash against him is unjustified?
I actually think that I think it's not she should just go to the police if it's a problem, right? That's what I think.
Is it?
Like, I think
But like, you look at all the other women who came out against Harvey Weinstein, and they didn't go to the police, and they came out, and I do think that was a good thing that they came out.
Yeah.
Because to me that was a clear example of the power dynamic coming into play. Like Harvey Weinstein setting up a meeting in his hotel room and bam, he come out naked.
Yeah.
Whereas this Aziz Ansari thing is like it's definitely not to that level. But even when I say that, like, I can imagine women saying like, oh, but it's the same. So that's why I'm also trying to wrap my head around this. Like.
Yeah. You see, I just feel that this is a wake-up call for women as well. Like, I think the problem is way deeper. So I don't think this is the problem. The problem is the fact that there is no equality, right? And we need to actually, we need to learn that we need to be equal. Like, I mean, in our Asian culture itself, asking for the girl's hand in marriage. I mean, what about the rest of her body? Anyway, asking her hand in marriage, or the father.
See, but she can joke about it while telling the story. If we had example, let me make a joke, right? Boom, kena already.
No, but you see, like, why is the father giving away the daughter? I mean, our whole thing is father give away to the husband. So what is she? Is she a transaction?
And you see that still very apparent in culture these days?
Oh, very much. I mean, Chinese, Indian, Malay, everywhere.
Chinese
I think you know what? I think, I personally feel that the Malay community is way ahead and way liberal than the rest of the communities in Singapore.
Also.
In many ways. Like, I think that the fact that, there's a consent even before having sex. The husband needs to ask the wife for the Malay community. The Muslim. My friends told me that. I said, is that right? I mean, we think that because there's a big talk about is the Islamic culture in Singapore, or are they too rigid? They're not. Just because they're wearing a tudung, they're not. They're very much. I mean, Malay women are one of the most strongest women I've met. They can hold one child, go to work, cook their nasi padang, and still have a good smoke, and they're all good. And then they can sit on their motorcycle and fuck off too. And they're so good at that multitasking. I mean, try getting an Indian woman to first even have a smoke without being judged. No, that's a big issue. It's gonna be like, oh, so you're going to your in-law, so you're changing your name, so hand in marriage, so are your parents paying more, or like, it's a big conversation. I mean, it's a.
So is that why you haven't changed your name?
Yeah, I would never change my surname.
Never change.
Not because of. I mean, any guy. I'm not gonna change my surname.
So
because
What does your family have to say about that?
My parents are very cool because my parents came to Singapore 30 years back, and we saw my parents both work hard equally to make a family here. So we don't see that we don't see that man-women difference because my mom worked hard, my dad worked hard, and then they both went,
And there was mutual respect though.
there was mutual I mean, because he's a Punjabi man, after all, my father, after a couple of drinks, I don't know how much mutual respect there is, but it you put that line here, no. What's the what? Chapati, no. Shit happens, right? Okay. Anyway, but when it comes to working hard and providing for the kids together.
Were they
and
matchmade?
Matchmate, yeah.
They were matchmade.
Yeah. So I've always seen them equal, and that's why I think my sisters and I we're just we're like that lah, we're masculine lah.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, masculine, you say?
Yeah, I mean in terms of bodily, like we are very like, we're not like, I went there and then, like it's not like nothing wrong with being like that, but we're just a bit more like, like show me a cock, Terrence, not like
It's you and how many sisters?
we were 3 sisters.
Oh, no brothers.
No.
Then Rishi, you?
I just have one younger sister.
Younger sister. I see. And you all have been married for how long?
On paper or around the fire, okay? Just ask the appropriate questions.
Feels really long lah, but I can't remember exactly. 3 years? 2 years?
Around the fire was 2 years, I remember, because I got burnt. And
I remember because I fucking had to pay for it. Never forget, the worst investment of my life.
No, so
wedding
you,
is
When
so you had to
2013
pay for it. So like even then there was some sort of imbalance, is it, for the wedding?
No. As in, we agreed that we would pay for our own wedding.
yeah.
Like we didn't, like our parents, of course, offered and all that, but we decided, no, I mean, we would just do this on our own.
I see. But do you think over the years the dynamic in the, I guess Indian culture specifically, is changing in Singapore?
No, it's not changing.
No.
It's getting worse, I think.
Really?
Yes.
What about the Chinese culture?
Which
The dynamic, the male, female, just the ones that are ingrained in culture.
I think it's generally, as the older generation goes, a lot of everyone now says, oh yeah, I don't care how you get married, you don't have to bring me remember we had to carry a pig.
Yes.
Like we had to carry like a roast
Big,
pig,
huge
like
pig,
on
bro.
a stretcher to my.
On a
in-laws'
stretcher
place.
means like from the ambulance stretcher, that kind of pick. Like,
But
Are you referring to one of your BMT mates who fell down or
no, he called me, right? He said, hey,
Yeah.
can we come over, can we carry a pig or something? I was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
Literally, it was a fucking huge pig.
Yeah.
And we carried it from the car up, is it?
Yeah, so the guy needs to bring a set of gifts to like, the in-laws' place. Then he gets a pair of pants in return because apparently
pants, because he wears the pants.
Yeah, don't lose the pants.
You guys are
don't
bad,
lose your pants. Making money and all that. So, but a lot of I hear a lot of people saying that parents don't really care these days. So, for your question, yeah, I think it's actually getting more liberal already.
There was one Indian wedding, I went to my cousin's wedding, where the priest was reading out the Hindu rites. And then he also decided to translate in English. And it's fucking hilarious in English.
It was
It's like-
misogynistic, right?
yeah, it's like if your husband says something and you don't agree with, you cannot say anything. Then the audience was literally like giggling. And no one laughed out flat out because I guess they found it rude, but it was so fucking misogynistic. Oh my god.
It is misogynistic. We see a lot of things we're saying like okay, I have this joke lah, but I know it's gonna affect like the Indian people, like some sentiments of some Indian people. But I just felt that I noticed that when the priest is doing his thing, right, it sounds like he's saying underwear, innerwear, and bra, because he's like, innerwear, I know.
See now you have planted a seed in my head. The next wedding I go to, I'm just gonna see that.
You don't
Yeah,
need to go to
it's
the wedding, any temple lah, bro. And you will be thinking that, bro.
That's true.
You better create extra lah. No, but okay, coming back to your question about culture and Asian culture, Singapore. I think culture is a very blanket statement, and I've always felt it's a problematic statement because we are in Singapore,
Yeah.
I mean, in terms of homogeneity, it's one of the fucking worst on the spectrum. Like, there's no such thing as a homogeneous culture in Singapore. I don't feel.
Yeah.
And as comics, that's even more true because when we perform for audiences, it's so diverse.
Yeah.
Like, you can never train for an international audience if you're in Singapore, because you've got so many different kinds of groups of people.
You can never train, or you're always training.
Like you can't have like one show for an international audience, and you can't do the same show in Singapore and expect the same reaction. That's why you always have to have your jokes for the Singapore group, and you have to have the jokes for the international audiences. That's my opinion lah, at least. Maybe they will work, but they will not kill as hard. Like if I told a joke about, I don't know, like, you know, we were talking about like ministerial and interracial marriages and all that, like Cheryl was talking about. I don't think anyone in outside of this country will be able to appreciate that the way Singaporeans will be able to appreciate it. Similarly, I don't think people from outside of maybe the Indian and Chinese community will appreciate it as hard as people from I don't think people outside of these communities will appreciate as much as the Indians and Chinese will. And there are certain jokes that only the Indian community will be able to appreciate. So that's why I think culture is a very like blanket statement that doesn't really work. Similarly, if you ask us, for example, we're talking about name changing and how Asian culture and this and all that, I don't think we are the right profile to give you an idea of what culture is like, because we are two fucking Indian comedians who are married to each other in Singapore.
But you should speak for yourself, lah. Why do you say we? I think I can speak. As a woman of colour and minority in Singapore, I would demand to speak that nobody should change your name.
But I think it's
nobody. But the point is that nobody asked you to change your name. You know what I mean? Like when we got married, it wasn't a condition that you must change your name. It was like, we didn't even like. It's not a like.
Are we talking about inner problems?
No. You said you changed name, but it was not.
I was saying a general comment. Do you want me to talk about inner stuff also?
Innerwear, underwear, bra. Is that what you want to talk about?
No, but like going back to what you were saying about how you guys aren't the best people to talk to about culture, I actually think you all are people to talk to, because if you're only talking to people who maybe are more steeped in culture, right, then we only get their view. And I think it's important to let people know that there are people within the community that maybe are outgrowing the culture.
But we are not representative of the majority.
Yeah, that's true. But it's still a voice nonetheless.
Yeah,
and how do you know that people, you know, and you know, they are feeling that, but maybe they just don't have an opportunity to speak about it.
Okay.
You know, because when I did this show called Charul with Charlotte in for Kala Utsavam, and it's about Indian weddings, about how it's very misogynistic, and it's supposed to be a funny show. Okay, first show, right, midway, I saw a couple of women crying because I just think they couldn't handle the fact that someone was saying what they were going through.
Yeah.
And the fact that actually people are going through things that, you know, it is something that they're not comfortable with, but they just have to do it. And I think that people are just not talking about it because Singaporeans we are so passive aggressive, right? And because we're so passive aggressive, we won't talk about it.
Yeah.
We will just do it now online, but nobody's gonna come up and just give a mic to like any Singaporean. What do you think about? They'll be like, you know, it's just a cock in my face. Like they don't like it, you know.
But do you think that's changing?
Maybe among the youths, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
The younger people, right?
The younger people, the art school people, the LaSalle people, the international school people, yes. But
not the heartland.
Not the heartland yet.
But does that have anything to do with age? Because I mean, the heartland people, are you talking about the older demographic?
No, I'm talking about the aging population. I mean, aging population, right?
Yeah.
But among the younger ones, I mean, still what your parents will tell you, right? Like, you know, hey, don't get into trouble. Don't talk to the police, okay? Don't want to see all the...
Or like remember that CNA Insider video that got off flag where they brought the Indian lady to the Chinese household?
Yeah.
And like just looking at how the children were reacting, I mean, it's all reflective of what the parents were teaching them. Like.
Exactly.
Or not teaching them.
Not teaching them. So, but those parents were young.
You know, I must say something. We went to China together. And they were so happy to see, like, okay, if Rishi stood here in the middle of the street because he thought a kid was cute, not now with the kidnappings going on, but if we walked together and we saw a kid and Rishi's like, oh my god, Charles, such a cute kid, I want to play with the kid. Go talk to the mom so we can play with the kid.
Yeah.
Mostly if it's a Chinese mom, it's a bit like, now that his face is a bit well known, it's different, but still it's a bit like, okay, you know, it's like, stay away from my kid, you know, like kind of like face like fuck off. But in China, when Rishi was like such a cute kid, wow, looks like a Wang Wang cookie. Oh my god, let's play with this fat little thing. The mother was like, yeah, you know, they were so happy. So Chinese people in China were so comfortable with two brown people hanging around and
Maybe that's because brown people there aren't as common, and like there's still that exotic flavor to it.
yes, exactly.
Yeah,
and like
whereas-
when we went to Switzerland, Chinese people took pictures with us.
Really?
Yeah, they were like, "Oh, take a picture of you all."
But
Yeah.
also because we spoke Mandarin there lah. Because you're a
It's
couple
not
alone.
only about your Mandarin, your talent, lah.
No, but they were quite intrigued. Like, wow, 你们可以讲华语啊！哇，来拍照拍照来。Like there was a bit of that. Like they were a bit amazed that wow, these brown people are speaking Mandarin in
It's
Switzerland.
not these, it was you. I only said like what I need and like Bangsai.
No, but you need to, if you're going to Switzerland on the bloody Alps, you need to be able to speak Mandarin if you want people to take photos for you. Because it's full of Chinese people, bro.
That's pretty much like a lot of tourist areas around the world. Right.
Chinese people got a lot of money, man.
No, but the example you said about the kid and the playing with the kid and all. So like the other day I was in a cafe just working on my laptop or trying to work. So
Planning
then,
your next kidnapping.
yeah, exactly.
Planning my next target.
Google Map route and all that. No, so what happened? I was like, there was this.
He's like, where to get the next kidney?
He's like, UWC, okay, my van, booked ready.
Okay, to trouble lah, babe.
This guy is, no, I'm joking. Because he asked me whether I want to do that. I said no.
Oh lah, Cindy Pride, bro.
That's why you got Ministry of Funny Videos, okay. I don't want to. Kidnapping all cannot. As it is, Indians got a bad rap. Now, if the fella in the van was an Indian guy, then really the joke where Indian fella is going to take you and go.
Yeah, correct.
Lucky was an Indian fella in the van, bro.
Was it Chinese? Ah?
I don't know. They never identified the
That's
race,
like
but it could
some
be.
prophecy comes true when the Apu Nene
The
mobile.
grandmother will be like, see, I told you
Yeah,
also.
I told you. Then you
also."
can't even argue back. You can't even say.
Yeah, she did say. They have been
But
saying
now they
it
have
for
a new
50
thing,
years.
right? Like if you don't eat your kidney beans, someone will take out your kidney or some shit. Right?
Yeah, there's a lot.
If you don't eat your kidney beans, somebody will remove your kidneys.
You know the other day what my mom heard from one of her friends, not through WhatsApp. I mean she gets a lot of shit through WhatsApp. Although. Well, I bought for her a fridge magnet from Sri Lanka because I went to Sri Lanka. Then she said, you know my friend told me don't put fridge magnets on the fridge because it'll suck the energy out of the food.
Okay, guys, I want to say something to you. I work with I'm a very spiritual person, so I work with energies, but that is bullshit.
Yeah, exactly. Right. I mean, for a moment there, I think my mom could smell some bullshit lah, but she gets worried very easily.
So your mom's a skeptic now. She,
Dude, no, this morning my
I
mother-in-law received a message on WhatsApp talking about how apples are dangerous to eat because
Oh, the Granny Smith apple thing or something, right?
Right, and then poor thing because they get very disturbed because they're cooking for us and they like, is this true? And then I have to Google and I'm like, no news on Google. That
No,
it's-
I was talking to my friend about it yesterday, and there's an article on Snopes on it. Have you heard of Snopes? Snopes, dude, SNOPES. Anytime you get bullshit crap circulating around your family WhatsApp group, right? Just look at it on Snopes. Chances are there might be an article. What Snopes does is an article that kind of explores all these kind of myths, and then they put research behind it, and then they like come to a conclusion whether it's real or fake. So the thing about this Granny Smith apples is that the threat is that there's cyanide in it. Cyanide to kill you. The truth is, apples do have very small amounts of cyanide. In the seeds. In the small amount. But to die from cyanide poisoning through apples, right, you probably have to eat like fucking 1,000, 5,000 in one sitting. Like. So it's one of those things that next time you see that, just
next time let's bring 5,000 apples to Rishi.
You're-
Baby!
you're-
What are like apple juice?
No, what I've realized about like middle-aged Indian women, and I don't know about other cultures, but like when you hear this kind of rumors, right, you just show something on a website, right, they'll believe it.
They get poor thing lah. They get very disturbed lah.
No, but on the flip side, then you just show them a website that points to the truth, like Snopes.
But for them to click, like type the website
no, you
address.
send the link,
Yeah.
You just
Clickable link.
Yeah, you just Google link. So next time you should try.
Like my
Snopes.
mom has sent me so many videos that she doesn't even understand why. You know what I'm saying? And I want to tell my mom that don't forward this thing lah. You know,
Yeah.
it's very sad. Some of the things are sad. Like the JB killing video. That
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
The
And then,
control
and then you're
system.
like, you're going about your day, and then your mom's like, look at this.
Your
Click
mom
on this
sent that
link.
to you.
Because she didn't know what it was. She just like forwarded, her friends forwarded, so she forwarded lah. It's just a habit of forwarding.
I think it's more like a be careful, guys. Be careful in JB, yeah. And then snuff video. Like,
Oh, I couldn't watch that, man.
I didn't watch it
I didn't
because I
even
knew
watch
what
it.
it was because I had gotten it earlier.
Crazy.
So just remind my mom, please don't,
Yeah, because then they'll panic and then they can't sleep and all
Yeah.
that. No, what I wanted to say just now about the Sure. Oh, okay. So I was working at a cafe, not planning any kidnappings or anything. And what happened was there was this Caucasian family next to me, lah.
Nice.
Yeah. So husband, wife, and his kid, 3-4-year-old girl, very cute girl. So as they were leaving, the girl just came over and hugged me, lah. So I was like, oh, that's so sweet, you know. But then I was thinking, right? What if we flip the race, and if that person was like of a dark skin, would people react to it differently, you think?
What do you mean?
That means like if I was, let's say I'm that means it was a Caucasian girl hugging me. But if it was flipped to be like an Indian person hugging like a someone,
man.
a white man. No, I would say a local person who grew up in Singapore. Because like what you were saying, you know, in Singapore, when people see an Indian man wanting to play with their kids, there's a general, I wouldn't say everyone's like that, but it's all a folklore, like, you know, Apu Nene and all that.
Yeah.
So I was just thinking if a kid did that and the kid was Indian from India, would people react to it differently? Because I think like Singapore still has that embedded white superiority.
Yes.
You know?
People think white is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
so I was just.
But I think we do it to them also. Like we just start treating them better.
Yeah, that's true.
Like my white friends, like they were better people when they first came. They were like, oh my god, so nice, let's party together. Like
Yeah.
3 years later, they're like, that's kind of the British club.
Yeah, so that's why when that happened to me, apart from thinking that the girl was very cute and very sweet, yeah, it was just a thought that I had, like how would it be if you take a combination of races doing the different roles, right? How
Yeah,
would
I think
people
it'd be very
react?
different lah. I think, yeah.
The flip side happened to me. Like I was jogging.
You went to hug some person when you were.
No. But okay, I was jogging in the estate and I saw a small Caucasian girl, maybe running around in a swimsuit. She looked lost. It was in the old condo that I used to stay, and I was just like, okay, are you okay? Are you lost? You know? She's like, mommy, and I was like, oh, there's nobody there and everything. I'm like, okay, I will bring you to the security post at the swimming pool. So I didn't touch her or hold her hand or whatever. I just, I was jogging, right? So I just walked alongside her in the path. I said, okay, come, go this way. She's like, mommy. I was like, okay, yeah, we're going there now. We're going there, okay? So I bring her to the pool, and then we see presumably the mom from a distance.
Yeah.
And she's like, mommy. And then the mother carries her and gives me this fucking dirty look. And then walks away. I'm like,
Are you kidding?
Oh shit.
like, what the fuck? You know, I was just guiding your child back to, and I can understand the challenge of a mom, like, oh my god, my daughter was away, and I'm sure she asked her questions like, where did that man bring you? Did the man touch you or whatever?
I think it's to do with the bodily hair.
Maybe lah. I was wearing my army singlet somehow.
Because the hair is like,
Deprived army boy.
you know, the hair is there, they're like,
It's like a Venus flytrap, like
Yeah,
a kid
it
will
was
get
like-
stuck in it or something.
it was like, hi, hello, you know, like,
So this happened like maybe 7-8 years ago, and I still have that experience with me because I got very disturbed. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, how ungrateful, you bitch, you know, like. I could have just left your child to the one whatever there and get lost.
That's tricky,
okay,
man.
another experience that happened to me was that I was walking at the beach, like this is last year, okay? I was walking at the beach and there was this kid on a scooter, like a e-scooter, white kid. He just like went past me, looked at me and gave me the really shitty face, like, you're in my way. Rolled his eyes and went forward, 11, 12 years old. So I went up to him and I'm like, listen, okay, you could have been nicer because I thought that was very rude. He just looked at me and rolled his eyes and went forward. And I'm like, hey kid, fuck you! And I shouldn't have done that.
I thought this was going like a happy,
Yeah,
heartwarming
happy.
story.
You learn something about life.
And the kid looked at me and then went, like, he was so pompous. Like, I feel like sometimes they're so pompous about being white that I'm like, where are your manners? You know what I'm saying or not? Not all of them are like that, but I was just like, you know, where are your manners? You know, how about thank you, please?
But you think that would have happened if
And
you
I
was
felt
like-
really bad because I said fuck you to a kid, but I'm like, no, no, fuck you.
But what do you think that would have happened if it was like a different race, like a Chinese?
If it was
kid?
Chinese, no, he would have just cried. Like if he came with that. You don't? Can you be nicer? Mommy, you know, the kid would have been like a bit more, you know.
Fuck you to a kid.
And I felt bad about it and that's when I knew I can't be a mom.
No, you know, like.
Because I said, hey kid, fuck you!
You even showed the finger.
Yeah. And I
So,
felt so bad, babe.
If someone took a video of that, you would have become the next angry person in public, you know? You know, like.
You know, because
Spectacles auntie.
At least the spectacle auntie was hitting adults, lah. You fucking pig
no,
on
babe,
it.
babe. The kid was really rude to me, lah. The kid was genuinely rude to me. For me to actually get angry and go up to kids.
Yeah, but you know how the internet is, what? People
Yeah.
won't care about the kid. The kid is like.
A victim.
Yeah, a victim of
Shit,
of
man.
the Shahrukh.
Are you gonna edit this?
No.
No, at least now we have your side of the story first.
Yeah, that's why.
We have your defense.
What if now all the kids, like many kids, just say like, she's done that to me too, me too, me too.
Me too.
No, you can't hashtag.
Oh shit, that's
Yeah,
true.
but all the kids come together and say, this is the bitch who's been saying fuck you to random children.
At the beach.
Oh,
But
man,
I mean, it's only been one.
She's been a
case.
bitch at the beach.
It's only been one incident, right?
Yes, only one.
that you know of.
You haven't done it more than once, lah, to another
Never,
kid.
only once.
Okay, that's not too bad, lah. I think everyone's entitled
bad.
to say
Anyway,
fuck
I
you.
saw this guy really like, because you know I notice people running all the time and they run really weirdly, and then I saw this guy who was just running for his life. I'm like, what the fuck is that? And it was him. It was.
Oh
Harish.
shit!
Oh yeah. I thought it was a
I was a
kid.
kid. I was like, wow. Years later.
Not too far away, but yes, it was Harish.
Oh yeah.
Did she say fuck you to you too, bro? It's like, hey, Harish, fuck you.
But now I would do that.
I don't think so, Xiao. Maybe it's because I had my music.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Shit, man.
Yeah.
So
So.
how was this? Why was he running weird? Like in what way was it?
I don't know.
weird?
I think that some people are weird runners. Like they.
So
run-
I'm a weird runner. I was in the zone lah.
Yeah, but you know,
Weren't
like.
you like a national athlete for a while?
Hockey lah, not running.
Oh,
But you
you
got to
were-
run in hockey, right?
Yeah lah. So I just weirdly that weird person
Oh,
running.
no wonder, yeah. That's like a weird run. He's got the hockey run.
Okay. Let's go, bro.
Like as though he's still got his third wheel, the third stick there when you're running. That's why he's a
That
weird.
was a
But
weird.
some people really run like weirdly, you know.
Yeah.
Like some people like me lah.
But like was
Run weirdly, no.
like they're just a bit like. You know, it's a grunt. There's a grunt.
As
every
opposed
time.
to like something.
You know, after this podcast, I'll either get jailed or hate mail,
And you go get dick pics.
dick pics.
Yeah.
Yeah, dick pics. I want to see.
But
something.
I only want to see Terrence's dick.
Why?
Don't send me dick pics, just Terrence.
You gonna get, there are a lot of Terrences out there. You're gonna get
You
Terrence
know,
dick
Terrence's
pics.
wife would be like, fuck you.
Our friend's gonna tell her, hey, April, Terrence has his girl asking for his dick pics. Man. Indians are more. Oh no more.
And then someone in her hands on her chest going, come here.
No, but I would love to talk to someone who's actually sent a dick pic. Because I just want to understand the thought process behind it.
I haven't, you know.
You
I was
sent me
like,
once, right? You have sent
I
me
never sent you a dick pic.
when you were in the US? Oh, that's a webcam.
That was bad.
Okay, well.
I mean, fuck yeah.
You can screenshot the webcam,
But
right?
okay, but I have to say, okay, I'm not gonna say which friends because I have a lot of friends,
Uh-huh.
But in my life, I have not seen enough dicks in life. Like, I only seen one dick, that's Rishi's, okay? Because I only dated him. I'll talk about. So that's why I'm looking for charity. But other than Rishi's dick, right? I have seen so many dicks because of my friends, like their ex-boyfriends, because they will send. So when you send, know that if you had a girlfriend and you ever send a dick pic, that dick pic was shared with 4 of her other best friends.
Like just share like that or forward
no,
it.
forwarded to
Forwarded.
her saying that, dude, this is the guy I fucked, like this is his dick.
Yeah.
Why?
Because it's a women thing to do.
Why is it a woman thing to do?
Not all of them, lah. Most of them do it.
But the rationale is what? Just like you eat, like you know Instagram food. You take food. Oh, I eat this. Big also is the same, is it?
Yeah, probably.
It's like okay.
So must like take from the top with the
like it's like okay, how long was he? Yeah, I send you lah how long he was, you know?
But then you need a reference.
because you
what? So
guys
it's like,
no,
okay,
because you
yeah.
guys never see, it's never like that. It's just a dick pic. It's just a dick pic. So I've seen so many dick pic pictures that I'm
No, okay,
like,
was it angled in a certain way?
Like, was there 3-point lighting and all that?
no, was it like, what do you mean? Was it like the, because you know, and then I realized that like when it's not turned on, it's different size, and when it's turned on, it's different size.
You only realize that through dick pic. So Rishi's dick is
Always on. Or always off. Only one size.
He's
One size
fits all.
forever. Actually, how come there's no variation? Show me some variation.
Because it's like his growth, like I mean, you know what I'm saying. If it's this much. Like it's not like it goes this much, you know. Like it's like.
Also, he's a shower, not a grower.
Yeah. He's like, you know, it's not like a. It's not like a.
Really?
It's like a.
That either means that his unexcited one is quite long or his excited one is damn short. Right?
I never knew.
Okay,
I thought I was quite a grower.
Let's come on record and say that Rishi has a big dick, okay?
Why
But then
the
when
fuck
it
would
grows out, right, it does not like. It's not like. You know, like some guys is like.
No,
You know what I'm
okay. So for you to say he has a big dick, you need to compare it to other dicks, lah. So
Which is
from
why
the
I've compared to other
no,
dicks.
correct. But the
why
pictures
would-
in the dick, you need
They
a
are
frame
full
of
on.
reference to measure how long it is. Right? That's why the frame
Yes.
put like a finger or something.
Because guys will take the dick pics from angles.
Yeah.
To make it
No,
look-
but it was like it was
In a hand.
like that lah. It was not like that lah.
But what's the frame of reference to give you an idea of the?
Like if you've got small hands, it makes
Yeah, that's why.
Maybe it's like maybe
No, but it was
a $5
obviously
note.
dick. Like you know, you could see the vein. Like
I don't know,
Yeah,
but the size,
But
the size.
you need the size.
Fuck, they were big, love it. A couple of them were small.
I just want to
No,
say
but
that,
big
hey
based
guys,
on what? What is the frame of reference in the photo?
This is probably the most
Because the girl said-
intellectual
no.
Ministry of Funny discussion ever, man. You guys are really game changers in the
Yeah,
industry.
which is why we started this podcast.
We want to discuss this.
No, it's like, you know, okay,
Agenda.
like because these people, okay, because a girl would say he has a big dick because I've experienced it. Now I'll show you,
Yeah.
and then you, when you see it, you believe it. You don't go like, hey, this is an angle.
No,
what
but
did you
okay,
fuck?
like, have you seen the White House in real life?
No.
The White House is a lot smaller than I imagined it to be. So is the Mona Lisa.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So you might your frame of reference, maybe
I
Rishi's
think
dick
all of
is
you should show me
tiny.
dicks. I need to see what the size is. Maybe all of you should wipe it out now
All of
and
the
whip it out, and I'll compare, guys. Come on.
I mean, I'm just happy that my dick was mentioned with the White House and the Mona Lisa, bro. Like, that's fine. Like, if that's the circle
And I
I'm
also
being
went on
involved in.
record, Rishi. I said I went on record and said that you have a big dick. Won't you go on record and say something nice about me? Since you saw me changing.
This is a tricky one, man.
Tread carefully.
Yeah,
Tread
I can't give the exact opposite answer of big dick.
Big clit. Is that what the fuck? My wife is a big
I
clit.
mean, Sharul covers herself up, but she's got a very nice physique actually. That you guys haven't.
So classy. I told you he's a classy guy. That's all he
Well,
is.
she's been working hard on her physique.
No
and,
lah.
She will soon do a photo shoot. We're both doing a photo shoot, bare body, like
Full on
For
red
real.
body.
bare. Bare top.
I just turned vegetarian.
Really? When? Like
I don't-
just now only, is it?
No, not just now. After the Pringles, no.
Pringles is vegetarian, right?
Yeah, but like you know, like sometimes green or vegetarian.
See, Rishi, fuck.
Sorry. I thought he's
Rishi in
changing
my
camera.
life.
No, it's still doing
Rishi. Rishi in my life is as good as that shit. That
I'm sorry, guys. You were vegetarian what 4 months ago, lah. That's 4 months ago.
October.
You want coffee or not, Rishi?
No, okay. I'm just thinking. Yeah, 4 months ago she turned match, right? Yeah, about.
Why?
I don't know. I just had a spiritual moment.
Which was what?
Oh wow.
I went to a temple and then I came out and I didn't feel having meat.
Like serious?
Yeah.
What happened in the temple?
I don't think. I don't know what happened. I just came out and I didn't feel like having it.
But you never
always
kind of
change.
like introspectively,
I did. I think it's just some energies.
like the one that sucks out the food, is it?
Yeah, the fridge.
Yeah.
How do you feel? How do you feel now? Like after 4 months?
I feel really happy.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
So
I
when-
feel like I'm peaceful. Like I don't feel any. Like I don't feel like my body is like a crematorium anymore.
But you still drink
Oh,
milk
that's
like dairy and all that.
Huh?
You still take dairy, you know.
Yes, I take everything else. Like, I don't take eggs
Ah.
because they're not, because
It's just not meat, lah.
it's just not meat. It's not something that was alive and got killed.
Yeah.
Because like, even when we get our periods, it's eggs. What I mean, it was not fertilized. But some people,
But people
like
don't
to
eat
have
those
it.
kind of eggs, right?
but it might.
Some people get close. They
That's true.
fuck up the timing.
That's true. I'm sure some people actually like it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, vegetarian.
No vegetarian.
Yeah, sorry, vegetarianism.
So then, Rishi, you're not vegetarian.
Not really.
He
no.
eats meat every day.
I do some proteins in various forms, and meat is one of them. Yeah.
Well, that was a very sophisticated way of answering.
I
You
know,
just
it's
as in I
classy.
meat.
No, as in I do like whatever like eggs or like beans or whatever vegetable flowers. Yeah, I mean like cauliflower, broccoli.
Yeah.
And yeah.
And meat.
Yeah.
But then you don't impose something like when you're out with him.
Never,
you-
never. I've never imposed anything on him. Maybe first 2 years of relationship, I was quite like, maybe I might have controlled him, maybe. I don't control this man at all. He drinks every night. I get really pissed off, but I don't control him.
I
He
don't
comes
know
back
what
home.
the
Sometimes-
fuck that means.
sometimes I'm
I
like-
haven't had a drink like since the last time where your friends were over and I
Which
drank
is
with
last night, you CCB.
them. That was on Saturday night where I had a drink with your
Of
friends.
course, who's gonna after that drink for one whole Sunday? Why would you drink?
You said every night what?
But almost every night.
No. in January I've had 2 nights
Last
of
week
drinks.
he drank 4 times. 4 times.
Okay, so one of you is very inaccurate.
I mean,
Twice.
it would be very
Just
easy
because
to assume
someone
that
sounds classy does not mean they are right. And Rishi's going with the political
accuracy
way.
normally comes
He's
from the
going with
source.
the political way. Just because you're like saying something in a well-structured manner does not mean you're right. You should join politics.
Wow.
Have you all ever thought of joining politics?
I think nobody will ask me.
Why?
I don't think anybody is gonna ask me.
Not even as an NMP or something for the art scene or whatever. You need to be able to speak
No,
up.
I mean the last time it was who? Look at them. They're very
Janice Cole is involved.
Eunice also.
classy.
all this
I mean they're different kind of people, lah. You know.
Yeah, but now politics almost like globally there's this kind of like push for these
yeah.
Hey,
these
push
people
reminds me,
who,
I have to say something. Rishi's dad is really sweet. But they're going for this pilgrimage. Pilgrimage?
Pilgrimage.
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 But she knows I drank 4 times. So yeah. Last week.
Fuck you, Rishi! How? Pilgrimage.
Pilgrimage.
I'm having a problem. Say it again. Pilgrimage.
pilgrimage, yeah.
And you know you have to walk up the
Yeah.
you have to walk up for
This is India.
14 click, yeah.
Ah.
14 click upwards. And his dad was like, yeah, and I heard that there's someone who you can hire to push you when you're walking up.
If you start like losing steam, there's a guy who.
Is that
gets
true though?
support. He claims it's true. She says it's bullshit.
No, I actually
I believe it might
I
be true.
think that might be true.
Push you from the
Yeah,
back?
yeah.
That means to support you lah while you are
What
walking.
the
up.
is that?
Catch you.
No!
Yeah, no, there will be, Charul. There will be. This is India. Anything is
Yeah.
possible.
They would create jobs like
Yeah,
this.
I won't be surprised if people carry you on a
What's
chair
the job description?
to push people up the slope. Actually we can Google that. Yeah.
I tried. Don't have.
People
Was it
pusher.
Google
tried?
don't have lah. Google don't have.
People pusher.
Why not?
Push over.
Supporter.
Yeah. It's like you got pencil pusher, people pusher.
What's a pencil pusher?
Like a corporate job, I
Oh.
think.
I mean, there are people who push people to trains.
That's Japan, lah, right?
Train pushers.
No, just do. What's the name of the holy place that your dad's going to?
Vaishno Devi? Is it?
Vaishno Devi. How his dad?
No, yeah,
Pilgrimage.
India.
Yeah.
People
Slope.
pusher.
Because that slope is quite famous. I know that slope.
Vaishno Devi, I think.
Yeah.
Vaishno Devi?
They are horses who go upwards, but not like people.
No, but I tell you, think about it. In India, if there's someone collapsing, like falling backwards, and one guy says, "You pay me $10, I'll push you," confirm the person was
Yeah,
there.
yeah. It's a job creation market because there's so much unemployment there.
Yeah.
That's why we were discussing it, and of course we were making fun of it also because it sounds ridiculous. But I was like, I wouldn't put it beyond India.
Yeah, it doesn't sound ridiculous to me at all. As in, it's ridiculous, but objectively,
But it's not like it's not a vertical. Like,
I know.
But it's like just a bit of.
I've never been, you know. I don't know how like steep it is or whatever. Like
It is okay.
It's
No, but
steep,
it's not steep lah. It's like it's normal road lah. But then if people wants to be pushed around, it's okay lah.
Yeah, just they push, and then they go, you get lean back, and you're basically walking.
you're doing that. They're doing the Harish Tilani hockey run up slope.
And people push you up. I'm sure. No, and there's probably a premium service where if you pay, they put you on chairs and they carry you.
Yeah,
Yeah, that
and
there
the
is. That
palki,
there
right?
is.
What is it
That-
called?
It's like a it's an English
Chariot?
name for it. I don't know how to say it. After that, they couldn't say it. Pilgrimage.
No, but is it chariot?
Pilgrimage.
Pilgrimage.
Chariot? Or what?
Not chariot lah. What do you call it starts with P.
Palki.
Pelican.
Pelican. Pelican.
You can't say pilgrimage, but you know pelican. What the fuck is a pelican?
Sometimes you can't say certain words lah. Like I can't say wedding video.
Wedding video.
Yeah, I can't say the wedding
Wedding video.
Wedding video.
video.
Wait, wedding video. Wow, water vapor. Right.
Speaking of politics,
Ministry of
I've never worked in politics, obviously,
Ministry of Lies, like so.
but I was on a SG50 committee.
Hold on, wow.
I was invited
To do what?
to be on a
Indian representative.
MOE youth committee
Classy fella lah.
to reach out to the youths to make them aware of SG50 and what they can do to celebrate and all that. So I was on like a panel with a lot of people from a lot of different, like Daryl David was on the panel with me.
Was a panel or some committee? Or?
Committee lah.
Okay.
So what y'all talk about?
It was very meta level stuff, like everybody has a stake there lah, like people from different government organizations, some educators, some principals and all that, and I'm fucking like comedian there doing what. And the story of how I got into the committee was, there was one event I hosted, which was a cultural event. No, it was not meant to be a positive thing, my involvement in this. There was a minister there who I made dance on stage.
Short hair woman.
I invited her to perform on stage lah. And then after that we started talking, etc. Then she told her team to look for me for this thing. And when I met them for the first meeting, she's like, yeah, you made me dance, so I thought we'd give you some work for the country.
That means I can
How
make
about
you...
that? Yeah. How about that? Do some work for the country, yeah.
But was it kind of like a volunteer thing or?
I mean, you're invited lah. You can't just, everybody can't just say I want to go on SG50 committee lah.
But as in, there's no like
payment?
Yeah.
No. It's
So
just
it's the service to country.
It's really like service that you go for a few meetings a year.
What he's trying to say in a humble manner, that a minister felt that he was right.
For the job.
No, I don't think my contribution was very heavy.
Humble brag.
No. I mean, honestly, I feel my contribution to the comedy community is heavy, and to discussions about important issues, but not in that committee. Like, I don't think I actively was able to.
So what was your point of saying this?
Politics, you asked whether we ever joined politics. I was like, that's the closest I've ever gotten.
I think that's the closest amongst like us also.
Yeah.
I mean, we've worked with government to do videos and all that.
Yeah, you all have done about. I mean,
Yeah.
Which is always ironic because we do poke fun at the government quite a lot.
Exactly my point. You see, like I think the landscape is changing in that. I don't think the time is far away. Maybe one day you can have people from showbiz who are not just NMPs. Who are actually involved.
I mean, like
legitly.
Like the budget, right? Getting people, influencers involved in the budget. You know that whole thing that happened the past few days ago. So like, you all live under a rock.
No, I read a bit, but I don't know enough. I saw headlines, but they were, okay. I saw it. It was on the front page of Straits Times lah.
Yeah.
Oh, it was on the front page.
Yesterday
Can someone educate me?
Yesterday or day before.
What happened?
2 days ago. Yeah, basically for the budget 2018, they're getting 50 influencers to post Instagram photos to promote and ask people to take note of the budget 2018. So you're seeing a lot of photos of people like, this we're signing our wedding certificate, and it's very important to plan for your future. That's
that kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 50 influencers. So
Wow.
that's the way of.
Well, you guys are us as influencers,
No.
or you all are not legit?
I think they were focusing mainly on Instagrammers and all.
Oh.
Which, I mean, they did get flagged, but I think it's also a sign of changing times. That they understand that to reach out to the masses, you kind of need to go down this path.
Yeah.
I mean, this influencer topic, I saw that. Do you guys see that video of that British girl who wanted to
Yeah, the hotel thing.
at a hotel in Dublin?
Yeah.
So that I found a bit odd because
Do you know about it, Cheryl?
Yeah, I know about it.
you know that girl.
There's a video of her crying on the thing, is
She
it?
basically responded lah.
Oh, I didn't see the response, but I know of
that
the
was
issue.
one
lah.
video lah that she made.
Yeah.
So what
Responded.
did she do basically? She's wanted it free, is it?
She wrote to a bunch of hotels asking for a collaboration.
Yeah.
Like, okay, let me stay at your place and I will Instagram, blog, YouTube, and do a review and all that lah.
Yeah.
And then?
So I don't know, like, is that wrong? I mean, you guys have, like, I can't talk because I don't have like that kind of following, but you guys do. I mean, is that something that's fair game for a influencer to ask in terms of a collaboration?
I mean, like, okay, so what the rest of the case was that one of the hotel owners responded lah, and he called out. He said, "This is bullshit. You're entitled," and all. So my perspective on it is that she didn't do anything wrong, and the hotel owner is a fucking asshole. Because the way I see it, I mean, you always hear the culture of working hard, hustling.
Yeah.
She was hustling,
Correct.
and as the owner, you can just say no.
Just say no, yeah.
Exactly. Like, she didn't kind of give you a choice to stick it in your face. She was just asking, and I always believe there's nothing wrong with asking, and if you
Privately asking.
Yeah,
It's
privately
not
asking.
like she put on Facebook or
Yeah,
whatever.
she wasn't trying to embarrass him or anything.
Yeah.
But he was trying to embarrass her.
He was, right?
Yeah, he was.
No, see, what's interesting is, I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
I think that it's fair game.
Yeah.
It's just okay. Okay.
Yeah,
No.
that's right.
But I think there's a lot of people out there who love the fact that she got roasted.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like,
Fucking
hey,
they love it, man. They love
what
it.
is this? Go and work hard for your money.
Yeah.
Don't waste time. Instagram, take photo, YouTube, all this.
All
They
these
really-
entitled millennials, fuck shit.
And I think there is a huge like a gap in understanding the social media world there, lah. You know?
Yeah.
That they don't.
I think
necessarily
because it's
understand.
just such a new kind of profession that people, and it's so abstract and fuzzy that what really is an influencer? But you look at it objectively, anyone who's starting a new business has tried to ask for
something.
something like, you know, so that's all she's doing, man. So that owner was a fucking asshole.
And then he banned all bloggers, right?
Yeah, fuck him lah. I mean, I guess he got publicity out of this and he'll get his own fan base. But yeah, fuck that, man. It'd be nice to go there and do a video on his hotel lah,
Yeah.
about the whole issue lah. Yeah. But yeah, anything, I guess this one has gone on for 1 hour plus already. So how? Any closing statements? Like yeah, this podcast didn't really have a point. Which is
But it's not like a talking point, right?
I think
we aspire to be like talking point.
it's the most intellectual discussion on dick pics ever.
Yeah, in Singapore's history, I think. We might just take that part and put it as a podcast.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Then it'll become listening point.
Listening
Yeah,
point.
Talking point. Because
And the
people-
point also wordplay on the phallic, penis.
point.
Point. So like, it's just
Sucking point instead. Dick pics special edition.
sucking point. Yeah. Which reminds us also, we haven't really named this podcast. So
Oh.
so right now it's just the MOF podcast. So if any of you have a potential name, maybe by the time this goes live, we will already have a name. Because this will go live in about 3 weeks ish. Yeah. So any,
Funny run.
huh?
Funny run.
But then it's just all about,
You, right?
Yeah.
It's not always about you.
I'm a lot more humble than
why
that.
do you
So
always wear these strings around your neck? Like with like this symbols?
this means interconnectedness, which I got when I was in Nepal finding myself.
How
it's a
long did it
Tibetan
take you
symbol.
to find yourself? Or
I
you're
still haven't
dead?
found myself.
Was it recent or?
No, like 8 years ago.
Oh.
So can you imagine the sweat and bacteria that's on this?
Gross.
I actually lost the original one during a shoot, so I went online and bought a similar one. You know the snapback, the MTV shoot?
Yeah.
I lost it in Sentosa.
Oh shit.
So that's just a replacement. But I'm not sentimental enough to be like, oh my god, that's the original one. I'm like, fuck, like, the symbol's same. So it's fine.
Yeah. It's about
Yeah.
finding yourself.
Exactly, still finding myself.
Find yourself.
Maybe we should call that the podcast.
Yeah, I've been wondering what's that thing at the back?
Which thing?
The thing that's
That papyrus.
yeah.
Oh, that was from. We did some pro bono thing in Cambodia, and then the people there gave us this thing that's some Buddhist manuscript, something like that.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
What does it say?
I have no clue. I just put it there so that people know that I do pro bono.
Sophisticated. Yeah.
Charity deeds.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
But yeah, I think on that note, the pro bono charity, since charity was something you brought up also earlier in the podcast, with regards to a different kind of charity,
Yeah.
I think we'll end off here.
We'll end off here lah. Just
Okay, so if people want to see your videos or find out more about you, where should they look for you guys? Besides Little India, lah, of course.
hey guys, I'm doing my one-on-one woman special show on March 10th and 11th. Black Box. It's called Shahrukh Chana as a Potty Mouth.
Yeah. Tickets available on shahrukh.potty.ptix.com.
Okay. Anything else?
Nothing.
Like, because this podcast will definitely come out before then, lah. But in general, your social platforms and all, what?
Yeah, lah, just the Shahrukh Chana. Follow me on Instagram. Rishi, what are you?
Rishi Budrani?
Not the
No, the
Rishi Budra. So the places to find you will be Instagram, Facebook,
Facebook.
Facebook and
YouTube.
Instagram. I'm very slow on Twitter.
YouTube.
Yeah.
Then get faster lah.
Yeah, I don't know. Is it Twitter a big thing here?
We suck at Twitter also.
Yeah,
See
them
more.
terrible law.
Yeah. All right. Are you gonna play that? No, lah. We end off here.
Yeah.
All right. Peace out.